Welcome to Royal Daily Report, your trusted source for royal family news and investigations. The story you are about to hear is not gentle. It is not comfortable. And in May 2026, it is more relevant than ever before. Prince Andrew's downfall was not small. It was not private. It was not quiet. It was global. His well-documented close ties to Jeffrey Epstein and the serious legal claims that followed crushed his public standing completely and permanently. His royal titles were stripped away. His military honors were removed. Every door that had once been open to him was firmly and finally closed. The world watched it happen. The press covered every detail. The palace acted swiftly and without hesitation. It was one of the most dramatic falls from grace in the entire modern history of the British royal family. A prince who had once represented the crown at the highest levels was reduced overnight to a private citizen with no royal role, no public platform, and no way back. And the impact of that fall did not stay contained to Andrew alone. It sent ripples through the entire royal institution. It forced the palace to ask very uncomfortable questions about who had been allowed inside its circle, who had been trusted, and who had been given access to the most powerful family in Britain. In May 2026, those questions are still echoing. Because here is what many people have not fully examined. Prince Andrew's scandal did not just destroy one man. It exposed something much larger. It showed the world how dangerous elite social circles can be when powerful people stop asking the right questions about the company they keep. And it showed the monarchy how quickly public trust can collapse when the institution is seen as protecting its own rather than telling the truth. Subscribe to Royal Daily Report and hit that like button. We bring you the royal stories no one else will cover. Now, to understand the full picture of where things stand in 2026, we have to go back and look at how Meghan Markle entered the world of elite social circles, because that story has never been told completely or honestly. When Meghan moved to Toronto to film the television series Suits, she was not yet a famous name. She was a working actress with significant ambition and a very clear sense of direction. She was not yet connected to royalty, to wealth at the highest levels, or to the kind of private exclusive networks that shape careers and open doors most people never even see. But that changed relatively quickly after she arrived. According to sources familiar with that period of her life, a man named Marcus Anderson played a significant role in expanding her social world. Anderson was a well-connected figure linked to Soho House, the private members network known for its high-profile membership, exclusive events, and carefully curated circles of influence. Through connections like this, Meghan reportedly began moving into higher levels of Toronto society. One introduction led to another. One social circle connected to the next. One network opened access to more powerful rooms. This is not unusual in itself. Ambitious people in entertainment actively build networks. They seek access. They work hard to get into rooms that can advance their careers. That is simply how the entertainment world operates. But what makes Meghan's particular journey interesting is how quickly and how deliberately that social climbing moved, and where it eventually led. By the time her name entered Prince Harry's world, Meghan was already very comfortable operating in elite social environments. She was not the wide-eyed outsider that some of her later public narratives suggested. She was an experienced and confident navigator of high society spaces. A woman who understood how power worked, who held it, and how to position herself effectively within it. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to Royal Daily Report for more exclusive royal investigations. Now let us talk about what happened when Meghan entered the royal family, and why the palace found itself so completely unprepared for what followed. When Harry married Meghan in May 2018, the British royal institution believed it was making a bold and progressive step forward. A biracial American actress becoming a duchess. A modern love story. A new chapter for a monarchy that had long been criticized for being out of touch with the real world. The early coverage was warm. The public reaction was largely positive. The palace believed it had handled the transition well. But behind the scenes, it became clear very quickly that the palace had significantly underestimated how different Meghan's background, expectations, and approach to public life truly were. The gaps were not just cultural, they were fundamental, and they began showing up in ways the institution was not prepared to manage. Staff tensions emerged early. Protocol disagreements followed. The relationship between Meghan and senior palace aides broke down faster than anyone publicly admitted at the time. And Harry, caught between his loyalty to his wife and his obligations to the institution, found himself in an impossible position that he was not emotionally equipped to handle. In January 2020, Harry and Meghan announced they were stepping back from their roles as senior working royals. It was presented to the public as a personal choice about privacy and financial independence. But inside royal circles, it was understood as something more significant. It was the point at which the palace accepted that the relationship between the Sussexes and the institution had broken down beyond any realistic chance of repair. They moved to California. They signed major deals with Netflix and Spotify. They built a media brand based largely on their royal identity and their willingness to publicly criticize the institution they had left behind. And then came the interviews. The Oprah sit-down in 2021. The Netflix documentary. Harry's memoir, Spare. Each one peeled back another layer of the royal family's private life and placed it in front of a global audience. Each one caused significant damage to relationships that were already severely strained. Make sure you are subscribed to Royal Daily Report and have liked this video. We are uncovering the truth about the royal family. Now in May 2026, the question everyone inside royal circles is asking is simple. What happens next? Because the Sussex brand, built so carefully over the past 5 years, is showing very serious signs of strain. The Netflix deals have not consistently delivered the kind of content the streaming giant was hoping for. The Spotify partnership ended badly. The lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, has struggled to gain the momentum its founders expected. And the royal connection, which was always the engine powering everything else, has grown weaker and more complicated with every passing month. Meanwhile, Prince Andrew remains a deeply controversial and unresolved figure inside the royal family story. He lives privately. He holds no public role. He has no platform. But he has not disappeared from the conversation. And in 2026, his presence in the background of the royal narrative continues to create discomfort for an institution that has never fully and publicly reckoned with everything his scandal revealed. The palace's silence on multiple uncomfortable topics, Andrew's future, the Sussex situation, the question of Archie and Lilibet's royal status, has created a vacuum. And as any experienced royal watcher knows, vacuums in the royal story do not stay empty for long. They fill with speculation, with rumor, with questions that grow louder the longer they go unanswered. King Charles, dealing with his own serious health challenges throughout this period, has been focused on stabilizing the monarchy and preparing Prince William for the future. The priority inside the palace right now is continuity, public trust, and the long-term health of an institution that has survived far greater crises than this one. But surviving is not the same as thriving. And in May 2026, the British monarchy is in a period of significant transition, one where old wounds have not healed, old questions have not been answered, and the full story of the Sussex chapter has not yet been completely written. What is clear is this. The decisions made inside Buckingham Palace and inside the Montecito mansion over the next 12 months will determine not just the future of Harry and Meghan's brand and public identity, but the shape of the royal family itself for the next generation. Every secret has a limit. Every silence eventually ends. And in the royal world, the truth, however long it takes, always finds its way to the surface. Royal Daily Report will be here when it does. This has been Royal Daily Report, your #1 source for royal family truth and investigations in May 2026. If you found this report valuable, please subscribe to our channel right now, hit that like button, and share this video with everyone who wants to understand what is really happening inside the royal family. Turn on notifications so you never miss our breaking reports. Thank you for watching Royal Daily Report.